And we're back. Guess who's back?
Yes,
Back again. We are now covering Daredevil episode 5. Do we know the title of this one? I believe
the
it's,
grand design.
which was mentioned more than once in this
Yes,
episode.
yes.
Um, and I have to admit, it's a pretty good episode. I still have like I by no means am I one of those people that are online calling it a filler episode. That
Yeah.
a major character died, so that's not filler. We had a lot of exposition and dialogue in it, but that doesn't make it a filler episode.
And
No,
personal growth,
right? I mean, like
like,
just
yeah.
there was a lot of no, I do have some of my issues with like some of the supporting cast. We'll get into this as we talk about it. So basically, we're dealing with the aftermath of Vanessa getting actually hurt by her own husband.
Yes.
So um she's in the hospital. Kind of shocking because we just kind of all assumed she was laying there dead.
I thought she died right there in the boxing ring.
Right. And it this episode does a great job of giving you the one word that Wilson seems to really hate, which is hope
Yes.
in this show, and then yanking that rug right from out
Oof.
from underneath you.
Yeah.
Um yeah, we're dealing with the aftermath of that. We have my two hotties together, which are Daredevil and Bullseye, are spending a lot of time one on one with each other. Um Lots of great dialogue between those two. Tell me that Bullseye didn't have some of the best.
Oh, his clarity, I guess if that's what you want to call it,
Hmm.
was incredible. And just, yeah, the honest conversations and coming to terms with what he assumed was the end of his life, and just great dialogue all around. I thought that every time he opened his mouth, I was like, this is good stuff.
And the editing shifting between the past and the present,
Yes.
and how we've got all this intersection going on that we didn't know. I mean, I love how they kind of retconned that Buck was always there, back to when we're dealing with Netflix Daredevil. But
Yes.
I kind of enjoy it. I kind of like that, even though obviously this is not to steal Spider-Man's, but a brand new day, but like a brand new series, born again series for Daredevil. They have not shied away from the Netflix stuff, the
No,
Netflix canon at all. They have incorporated it, they've brought it into the show. They've let you remember, they've reminded you, like, hey, we still are very much building off of that.
yes.
Um, and yeah, we got to see Foggy again
That was good. I'm glad that they brought him back, brought him back without bringing him back.
without bringing him back, and in a way, sort of centered Matt back to where I don't want to say needs to be, because I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody would complain about him leaving a Bullseye in the church to bleed out.
Agreed.
Certainly, Karen would not. You can
I'm
tell by the look on
very
her
curious
face.
how that conversation's gonna go.
Like that, like, and then bringing him back to the safe house is crazy work.
Yeah.
To
Like,
the
this man is still a
safe
villain.
house. Right, to the safe
The
house.
safe house, not a neutral location. Like this is it for you. Like,
No,
you have no cards to play if he changes his mind.
not calling up your nurse friend that you alluded to and meeting her in
Right.
an alley somewhere
Yeah.
to stitch him up. It was like, I'm gonna bring him back to the safe house. And amazingly enough, he's able to carry a grown ass man around the city without ever being caught, when everybody is on high alert and looking for these two.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we have
In
Daredevil.
costume as well. It wasn't just a random New Yorker carrying someone. It was someone in a devil with devil horns carrying someone.
Right. They're not playing it off as like two drunk guys, stumbling
Right.
home from the bar. It was
Right.
what we got going on here. So we have these two, and Daredevil really grappling with, he killed Foggy, like and he even says, like, my penance maybe is saving your life, because I did try to kill you, and that was against my code of ethics of
Yeah.
never killing, and I threw you off a building. Because Bullseye says, like, I don't blame you for leaving me here. I killed, and even
Right.
tried to entice him to leave by mentioning Foggy a few
Yes.
times. Because I think he really wanted, like, please let me die. Like, let me die because only can I achieve like peace by dying. And
Right.
you are withholding this from me. Like,
You are
you're not
stopping
letting
me
me,
from the ultimate goal, the ultimate
you're
end
yeah
that
you're
I'm
not letting
seeking.
me have the one thing that my soul needs to be at rest
Yeah.
and at peace, and you're not even giving me that. Like, you're dragging me everywhere. So yeah, we do have flashbacks. We have flashbacks with also with Wesley,
Yes.
and with how we find out that that he was the one that set up the whole art exchange with Vanessa. He's the one that got Buck involved. So we got a lot of that. But overall, what were your impressions of the episode?
It was a lot slower from what we had gotten previously,
Sure.
but I was very much okay with it. Like we said at the start, I didn't consider this a filler episode. I thought it told multiple stories. It showed Matt having those, well, I guess the flashbacks happened to show the journey Matt was going on. I won't say for forgiveness, but mercy,
Right.
and showing that Foggy was kind of the anchor and the moral compass, if you will. I thought that was really cool to see. Again, it was good to see Foggy back. I am okay with them killing him off originally, but I did miss the character, so I'm glad that we
Sure.
got him without resurrecting him or oh, he was faked.
Right.
I thought the scenes with Fisk and Vanessa and that emotion and just watching it build was really good. And, like you said, the rug pull at the end, like I thought Vanessa pulled through and I was like, oh man, that was crazy. At first, I thought she was just going to have memory loss. Like she wouldn't know who Wilson was and he was going to have
Right.
to win her back all over again. But then when she started to say, tell me a story, I'm like, oh no. But I thought it was really good and I thought the flashbacks were great. Curious how the Wilson Fisk task force found them at the church.
Were they just
But
kicking in everything, kicking in
I,
all the
I
doors?
guess, yeah.
Probably at that point.
I thought
And
yeah.
I mean, does anybody outside of like maybe Karen and his core group know how important faith is to him? Does Wilson have any idea?
I don't think he does because as smart as Wilson is, I think if he did, he would just have someone posted up at the church like
Sure.
24/7.
Yeah, good point. I mean, it just I just wonder. I would have to go back and watch past episodes, even the Netflix, to see if they ever had a talk about like Matt's religious and just how
Yeah.
how that factors in. Because the fact is, he's to Wilson, and he's got to factor something is going on there because he's never letting Wilson die.
Right.
He's
Right.
never beating him. I mean, like, he's beating him to a pulp, sure. He's diving in front of. I mean, like, but he doesn't kill him. He's diving in front of bullets. Like um, yeah. So yeah, I just kind of wonders, like, okay, well, how in tune? Maybe that had to something to do with how fast they got there, but for some reason they have multiple and multiple of these guys, even though that like Bullseye has taken out a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that was interesting when you saw the scenes at the hospital and then just when they were surrounding the church and everything. It was almost like it looked like the entire police force had been converted,
Right.
which because yeah, they've been stacking bodies for a little bit, so that was a little surprising. Like I don't
We
know,
can
because I feel like he's grown that task force a little too quickly. Because it's supposed to be like a tight-knit group, and now it's
sure.
just like everybody is a part of
It's
it.
like, what? We just get to kill people? Like,
Right.
okay, sign me up. But again, I mean, I think, real life is proof that people will do anything for a few
It
thousand
is
bucks
true. You
and
say
ignore
there's
the
no way they would do that, and it's like, oh, but have you walked outside?
there's no way anybody's going to ignore the law.
Right. I liked, like I said, we got the moral compass with Foggy and just getting to learn more about them. We did learn that Matt Murdock is a feet guy, so shout out to him for speaking his truth.
Yeah, he was like, when Foggy was like, I think he's got some like deep seated sexual perversions. And he's like, what? He's like, I don't know, feet. And Daredevil's like, Matt Murdock's like,
He
time out.
really pushed back on that one. It was
It's
like,
like, what's wrong with feet? Why hating on the feet, Fog?
I thought Daniel Blake's scenes were very interesting. I thought I thought BB was dumb. Just like I know she's a journalist, but like you're playing a dangerous game. And then I also think like Daniel, like at this point, you should have known better. Like I don't know, did her hug just really disarm him that
Yeah.
much?
Like, is he an incel? Like, he just,
Like that's the thing. Because like if you had done that previously before everything with Wilson, I'd be like, okay, that might work. But with everything that he's seen and how he got scared the first time when he thought Wilson was going to end him right there in his office,
right,
I thought you'd have your guard up way more than a hug. That I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
right. Or I was like expecting him to slip his hand into her coat pocket and like fish out
I
that
said
card,
that as well. I thought that too because I said
right?
last week that when he was escorting her out when the shooting started, I thought he pulled it out. But then when they hugged, I was like, that might be it. But as far as we know, it's still in her pocket.
How, maybe this is just me, but how much were you expecting her to be in the trunk? Alive. And
I,
then Buck
I
making
was
him say, like, because when he was at that speech that he gives at the end, like, he
yes.
expects loyalty, undying, unquestioned loyalty. You're about to show it. I thought, this
I
is,
thought yes. So when they first started the drive, I was like, somebody's in the trunk. I didn't
okay.
think Dana Blake was going to be killed. I thought someone was in the trunk. And I was like, it's BB, it's BB. Like, no, it's not BB. There's no way that this is how they end it. And then once when they both got out and they were standing by the trunk, I was like, she's in the trunk. And this is one of those prove your loyalty right here in the middle of the field. I definitely thought it was her, which I think that's what their intention was. But yeah, I would say I was like 80% sure, maybe more as the episode built. And then once it was like 50. And then the more Buck started talking, I'm like, oh, he got her.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
100%. I thought when he gave his little speech, like, I'm going to make you prove right here, right now, how loyal you are to Fisk, is I'm going to have you kill your girlfriend.
yep,
Like, because Buck can't be that stupid. Like, no, like Daniel's doing stupid things, and Buck doesn't strike me as stupid.
agreed.
So it's like, what, how much does Buck can't not know. Like, that's
No, and he had said something in a previous episode. He's dropped subtle things here and there where he's talked about like like I don't want my kill poached, like I don't let me get to the person, the mole, before you
right.
do, as if saying like I know it's someone that you're closer to, so you should have quicker access, so
Right.
in all reality you should be getting this
Yeah.
one. And then there was something else he said about friends maybe that I'm like he knows. And it's like if he knows, either he knows or he's very certain. Like if he knows, why hasn't he done something about it? So either he knows or he's like he's on the right track.
It's like we have to assume he knows because again,
Yeah,
none of them are stupid. So it's like, why is he stringing him along so much with this? Like, why is he letting him? Is he wanting Daniel to just keep screwing up so he's out of the picture? This kid is such a fool. Or I don't know what the play is here because he knows Daniel is screwing up over and over again. So why keep letting him screw up over and over again?
yes, and she and of all, that I feel the exact same way. Like, why is he allowing the nonsense to continue? It's almost like at this point, you're complicit in the nonsense that's
Right.
happening.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because Wilson would have to go to him like, okay, well, how long we know Daniel knew it was BB, but how long have you known that Daniel knew it
exactly.
was BB and just let it keep going? Like, what's
Yeah.
the bigger play here? What is the grand game or the puzzle that keeps going with this? That's the one thing I can't figure out. So like,
I know, I 100% agree with you, and I kind of felt the same way. I thought it like an episode or two episodes ago when Buck was kind of dropping hints I was like, okay, so and
Right,
we are now however many days, weeks later, and it's like, okay, now she finds her way to the hospital because like every time there's a leak, the only constant is like of all the people in the inner circle, there is one person that has, I don't want to say unfiltered access, but has more access than anyone else that is constantly coming and going, and it's her
right,
because of Daniel Blake. So it's like they have to know. And then it
right.
just begs the question of, like you said, what's the end game? What's the
But
point?
yeah, why let him keep going with this facade that like is he waiting for him to clean up his own mess and trying to see how good he's been? I
Right.
don't
Is it
know.
a
I don't.
long loyalty test?
Right, right. So that's when I say like I think it's a great episode. I think it's been a great series. There are a few questions that we've had with the supporting cast. I don't think we've had any really questions with um Daredevil and Wilson Fisk
Right.
and Karen Page or Bullseye to for that matter. But some of the supporting cast were like, when it comes to like the Victor Ayala's niece as far as White Tiger
Yeah.
or Kristen as far as the um lawyer, Cherry, I guess, is hidden still at this point from
Yeah.
some, um
And for a
and
group
it's
that knows, for a group that's proven time and time and time again that they are very much okay, they are not a group that wants loose ends. Like they have made that clear that they will do
right,
whatever it takes to tie off loose ends.
right,
There's one loose end that's just been dangling for the whole season.
right. And have you noticed, I think the last two episodes there's been no Heather.
I noticed that I caught that towards the end of this episode because I kept thinking, oh, she'll pop up in the next scene, the next scene. And then as we got like very close to the end, I paused it and it said like 8 minutes left. I'm like, oh, she's not gonna show up
She's not
again.
going to be in here like that.
Yeah.
And that, and also the why did you put Jessica Jones in the trailer if we're now
We're
more
over
than
halfway
halfway
through. We are over halfway
over
through.
halfway
You
through
should have
the
hidden the
series?
reveal if you were not going to bring like when I saw like it was confirmed, not like the paparazzi snapped pics, but like when Disney or people were posting with her, I'm like, oh, she's gonna show up within like the first two episodes.
Sure.
Like because they showed it so early, so it's like, oh, obviously she's going to show up at the start. We are over halfway through now and she's not here. Why did you spoil that?
No reason, because I mean now, I mean, I think it's already leaked that there's going to be an who we know at the
Yeah.
end of, I don't want to spoil it for the people watching, but it was spoiled on online by, well, we
Yes.
don't know if he's still longer with us. The joke was that Kevin Feige has taken him out by now. But by himself, by
Yes.
spoiling it, a set photo. So you would have been like, well, it was able to keep hidden for this long.
Yeah.
Even if you hadn't put her in the trailer and she got spoiled at this point, you'd be like, awesome, we know what we're getting here in the last
Yep.
couple episodes.
Yep.
Not where's she at? When are we? There's a whole bunch of going down in the city for a long time. Why hasn't she made an appearance? Like, this is
I I'm 100% with you. I feel the exact same way.
right. It's a little weird. It's a little weird to be using her and then to be using Heather so heavily in the marketing also. And then she's not she's not there either.
You even have her with the mask too. It's not just like her, but like her
Yes.
with the mask, and it's like, oh, we are building to something, and like we are building to nothing.
To nothing. To unless this all just accumulates here in the last like three
I
episodes
think so,
at
yeah.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, six, seven,
Yeah.
eight. Yeah, but I can't see that happening. So it's again not crapping on the series. It's been a good series. It's just there are questions to be had about the series because I, for one, don't think there's a whole bunch of chemistry between BB and Daniel. At least the two actors. I don't feel
I
like there's a.
agree with you. I agree with you.
It's a little weird. You've got Buck that's just kind of floating around. Like even Daniel was like, "Where were you?
I had said that last
Why would you be setting
episode.
up this trap?
Yeah.
And your
I had
best guy."
exactly your best guy. You set this trap up. You wanted one or both of them
Right.
and you send out your best guy to go
Kill
basically
a rando.
kill a rando, and like you could have sent your anti-vigilante guys because Buck shot the two marshals and then the co-pilot, the first mate. You
Right.
could have sent, and I know Buck is like a quick draw McGraw, but like you could have sent six of your task force guys because you know you have 100 of them apparently. You could have
Right.
sent six of your guys out there so they're just outnumbered because I assume the marshals have guns, but you bring six guys, you would have gotten the same result, and Buck would have been where you
There.
needed him to be.
Right. So it's like it's really convenient that like I mean obviously I he clearly thought that that was going to go a different way. He didn't think that he'd and of course Wilson will never admit that he was responsible for
Right.
Vanessa's untimely death. But you know, it would just it's just an odd choice to make at that particular time when again you're setting up two of the most dangerous vigilantes in New York City. And with the introduction of Jessica Jones coming, you are also aware of a third very powerful vigilante who you don't know
Yes.
if she's teamed up with them yet. You know, you're probably now because she mentioned they've shown the teaser for the second half of the series that she's
Yep.
got a daughter, and we know who she has a daughter by because that's in the comics. Is so you know now you're aware of four of them. One
Yeah.
who has impenetrable skin,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
can't who can't be shot.
Yeah.
It's a strange. Even just like it was not gonna. It was like with as vehement as he was about keeping Vanessa out of the arena, he should have been just as vehemently about keeping Buck there with him. Your
Yeah. No,
number
I
one guy.
again 100% agree with you.
Your number one guy. Like just
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Wilson and Vanessa stuff because that was some. I had chills at the end of that episode. I was
Yeah.
like, that was, yeah, that that was incredible. Like, by no means do I feel bad for Wilson, um, but I think in a sense we were all watching that episode and we were like, oh, I mean, we didn't know that pineapple juice was going to kill her,
Right. Right.
the
Uh,
deadly drink. Um, but yeah, like, yeah, it was
it was
insane.
so emotionally heavy. And I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio did an amazing job as usual. But to see the pain he was going through at the beginning, to seeing his softer side when she comes out of the coma, and I mean, he yelled at the one nurse and she called him out for it. But like outside of that little outburst, you saw it's like he looked death in the face by like potentially losing Vanessa, and it's like you were spared. So it's
Right.
just the heavy exhales and the smiling and the laughing. And just when you get lulled to sleep, she gets snatched away again. Like that was heavy.
It's crazy. And for one, when they had that scene with the nurse where he does snap at her, I thought, oh, this is how they're going to do it. Is Vanessa's going to be unaware of his, like, they're going to give her some sort of amnesia, going to give her, and
That's
unaware
what
of
I
his,
said. I was like, she doesn't know that he's a kingpin.
right. She's going to be unaware of his dark side. And he's going to have to balance, like, keeping all of his, like, dark stuff going from her,
Yes.
and then like keeping her real placated because he's just so happy she's back alive. And because I mean, like early on when she found out that he who he was and what he did is like that was kind of her attraction to him, like
Yeah.
this broken human being. But that she was like, I'm down for it, it's fine, whatever. And I thought this time, oh, he's gonna have to like play this dual role of trying to manage this hate, this just hatred towards who, again, he's not going to think that he did it, but towards Daredevil and Bullseye for putting her in this position, which again, he didn't, he did it. But like that was what I
I
thought.
said the same thing. I thought she was going to remember him as the art buyer, and she was not going to know about all the other stuff. And he was
Right,
going to have to. I'm the mayor, and like she was going to see him as that, and
right.
slowly kind of chip away and be like, "Oh, you're not this nice guy."
which could have
100%
been
was the
great
direction.
because like with
Yes.
her relationship with Heather, they could have brought that back as far as
Yeah.
like Heather knowing that, knowing that Wilson is not great and her having her PTSD and maybe like holding Vanessa hostage. I mean, like it was a wild choice, but I you probably saw the same things that I did as far as the breakdowns where they talked about is Vanessa one of those um not tipping points, but what do they call like when
The
Ben
absolute point or a nexus point.
yeah, nexus point is because then that would mean that they're kind of incorporating the mythos of the Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
Is that Wilson loses Vanessa, and that's kind of how he's on this reign of
I
terror.
saw a tweet and it was like, oh, so this is I saw the tweet and they said Wilson's about to build a collider. Like, and it was going to be to bring Vanessa, like, which that was the whole main plot of Into the Spider-Verse. He was trying to find a
Right.
universe where she was still there and he was going to bring her to ours. That was his whole
Which
plan.
still isn't out of the realm of possibilities for whatever they can
It's
do
true.
anywhere with
It's very true. I saw the
with
tweet and I was like, man, if they do this, I'm here
yeah,
for it.
because the rumor is that Secret Wars is they're bringing Miles Morales in for Secret Wars.
But yes, because Secret Wars will be after Doomsday and all
Mhm.
of that. But I remember last I heard, Sony said MCU was not allowed to touch Miles as a character until the Spider-Verse trilogy is done.
Right.
So
Well,
they're
that'll
sitting there
be
like, y'all cannot delay this movie anymore because we have Doomsday, we got everything, and we have Secret Wars. Like, we need
right.
your animated trilogy to be done so we can bring him in canonically, which, as you know, is when he originally showed up. I've got that comic book somewhere in my house.
So, yeah, it's gonna
I'm
be
here for it. I'm excited. I'm ready for it to happen.
so. Any last thoughts on Daredevil? I have some. I mean, we're going to cover CinemaCon on another episode. But yeah, any other episode or any thoughts do you have for?
My thoughts for this one, I thought they did a very good job, and you kind of already alluded to it, of mixing the flashbacks with the current stuff. I know a lot of times you get a flashback episode, it's like 90% flashback. It's like the start or end of
Sure.
the episode is when you're back to current time. This did a very good job of blending and going back and forth and telling multiple stories because it wasn't just Foggy and Murdock's flashbacks, but it was also Vanessa and Fisk flashbacks,
Right.
and they did a great job of mixing them and going back and forth. I thought that was really, really well done and not easy to do.
Yeah, they showed basically where who was the fact that Vanessa might have been Wilson's point of mercy. Like
Yes.
that's she was his anchor.
Yes.
Foggy was Matt's anchor, and how they're both going, how it's going to change both, how it changed both of them, and it helped that in that moment, even though Foggy's name was being brought up several times by Bullseye, and Bullseye being the one that killed him, it he's Foggy is such a good anchor that and such a good like North Star for him that it was able to bring him back to humanity and bring him back to his place of mercy. Whereas losing Vanessa is not going to have the same effect on Wilson. He's not going to be able to think like,
Yeah.
oh, like she loved me even through all my bad stuff. Like now it's going to be like I am not untethered and like that she was by any means suffocating him, but now like
There was
who
nothing holding him back. Again, like not to say that she was holding him back, but
it's his point of humanity. That's the
yes.
only thing that was humane almost about him was
Yes.
her. Whereas there's a lot about Matt Murdock slash Daredevil that keeps him humane, and his religion, Karen, Foggy, his mother, the church, the priests, the people, those his law practice, that all keeps him centered and tied to humanity. Just Foggy was kind of like his just direction, like I said, directional North Star is like, remember, there's Because again, we were showing that in the beginning, Matt didn't have much mercy for his clients. It was, hey, well, they did something wrong.
Yeah.
And Foggy was the one was like, no, 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 no. We've got to be better than that. And so even though he's lost Foggy, him remembering Foggy and what him like, it's okay. Okay, Foggy's gone, but that North Star's still out there. I'll follow that and it won't steer me wrong. Wilson does not. Wilson didn't. Vanessa was not Wilson's North Star. It was
No.
just the only thing tying him to any sort of humanity.
Yes. And like you said, without her, he's going to be unhinged. There's, I mean, not Buck, not the deputy, the whatever, the chick who got demoted in Hand Spider-Man, the key to the city, not Daniel Blake.
Right,
Like there was no one that is going to be able to stop him from what he will be doing or wants to do, except for the vigilantes.
right. So it's like, well, why don't we at this point let Punisher have it?
Right.
Like, you know. Okay, well, that ends up this episode of Daredevil, episode 5. Again, like they said, that what was the title again? Because they use it throughout the
The
entire
great design,
the Great Design, whereas Vanessa says it was the Great Design
the
for those two to
grand
meet. The
design,
Grand
sorry.
Design for those two to meet. Foggy, I think, says it, or Bullseye says is like the Grand Design.
Yeah.
Like it. This is just kind of what it brings us all towards is this kind of nexus point, like it's going to be changing. It's things are going to change around New York City.
Yes.
So yeah, we got 3 more. I hopefully Jessica Jones shows up here in the next one, and
I am pretty positive. I mean, well, looking at the little thumbnail for the next episode, I do see her face. So,
well, can't be wrong then, right?
yeah.
All right, we're going to end it there, and we will talk to you guys later this week about what we've learned about CinemaCon.
Yes.